Hello, this is Katie at HP Risk. In this video, we will outline the process of running a USRC analysis using SP3. The USRC rating system is based on the FEMA P58 methodology and measures building performance based on repair cost, repair time, and safety. We'll start out in the Projects and Models dashboard. To access this page, you must have logged into your company account. Let's go ahead and start a new model in our demo project. This brings us directly to the overview page for the new model. We will fill in all the model identifying information at the top of the page and get more of the core information about the model at the bottom. This includes the building type, material, and structural system, the design year, the total building area, the number of stories, the story height, and the occupancy. There are also a few things that I'd like you to notice as we get started. Default values are provided for many inputs, but these are all editable. Further, if you choose to edit one of these inputs and want to return to the default value, you can always click the default button next to the input field. There are also a lot of these informational tooltips scattered around the program. These provide information on the input field, or on the input rather, the default provided if there is one, and also sometimes where you can get more information if you need it on that input. There are also a few places with advanced options tabs. These are provided in several pages. If you don't want to, you do not have to alter any of the inputs in these fields. They all have default values. However, if you're interested in really dialing in your analysis or going for a higher star rating, you may want to look through these. For example, in this advanced options tab, we have building replacement cost. Since the cost, the loss in the building is reported as a ratio of repair cost to replacement cost, this is an important number that you may want to adjust specifically for your building. For analysis options, we only need to select the analysis for USRC ratings. However, there's no harm in running some additional analyses if you're interested in other results as well. The ready repair time is based on the FEMA P58 and ready methodologies. Repair time includes the direct repair time and the building-related impeding factors, which must be addressed before functional recovery may be achieved. These impeding factors include time for things like engineering mobilization, contractor mobilization, inspection, post-earthquake inspection, things like this. Please note that the utilities do not count as building related and therefore are not included in the analysis. To further tailor the impeding factors that are included, answer the questions below the impeding factors. For example, having engineers and contractors on retainer can greatly decrease the contribution of impeding factors and your total repair time in general. In the lower half of the page, we can see the worker allocations. These values are prescribed by the ready method and are based on RS means data. Though, if you have more detail on the teams that would do repairs for your specific building, you notice that these inputs are also editable. When it comes to site hazards, you may choose to use the USGS defined curves or input the results from your own hazard analysis. In this example, we'll use the USGS defined option. Note here that based on the location, SP3 has already pulled the site class and soil map. We can simply input the building period and calculate the hazard. Immediately we have a built-out hazard curve, including the intensity level that we select. We also have information on other hazards at the site and the deaggregation information. You may choose to use the simplified method per FEMA P58, the simplified method adjusted to deal with weak stories, or enter your own response history analysis results. Here we will use the P58 simplified method. We are required to input the building period in each direction. For our example building, it's symmetric, so we'll input the same period in each direction. We are also provided a default mode shape. We could choose to edit this mode shape using this Advanced Options tab, or we could go ahead and enter our own mode shape from the table. We can then just hit the Calculate button for structural responses and see that we're immediately provided with drifts, accelerations, and residual drifts for each intensity. The building capacities encompasses collapse and residual drift. The USRC analysis allows collapse risk to be assigned using the FEMA 154 checklist. We can fill this out by clicking here. You see we start with a baseline score and can adjust for our specific model by responding to the checklist. Our example building has no vertical irregularities. No plan irregularities. Pounding is not an issue. We do have redundancy. And we are post-benchmark according to the definition right here. Our final score is provided at the bottom, as well as the probability of collapse at MCE. So we'll go ahead and save these results. And we see that the median collapse level and probability of collapse have been updated on our building capacities page. I also want to note at the bottom here, there's another Advanced Options tab. This tab allows you to define collapse modes and casualty rates. For higher star ratings, residual drift must be included in the analysis. The residual drift is dealt with in this tab. We'll simply turn on the residual drift for this example and accept the default value. You are provided with a library of structural and non-structural building components. These components were all defined as part of the FEMA P58 methodology. However, you can also build new components or adjust existing ones to better represent your building. You can choose to define all of the building contents yourself from the Fragility Manager, or take advantage of the Auto Population tool to attach structural and non-structural components to your model in a single step. Notice that even when you have used the Auto Population option, you can adjust quantities, locations, or even add and remove components. You must also define the components which are part of the egress routes within your building. This is part of the safety dimension for the USRC rating. You can do that by clicking the Expand button, or the Expand link here, and designating the component as part of the egress route using the drop-down menu at the right. Finally, notice that some of these components are highlighted in pink. This is an indication that further user input is required. These components require capacity. We can automatically fill in the capacity for these components using ASCE 710 Chapter 13 calculations. We simply have a button at the top here we can press, and we notice that these components are no longer highlighted pink. And when we expand a few of the components, we see that they each have a capacity as well. Finally, we're ready to run our analysis. We see the View Results button pop up on the project and model dashboard when the analysis is complete. And we can dig through the loss results individually for cost, time, and safety. But we also have the USRC rating summary in the last tab. We can see that our building ranked pretty well in each individual category. This has been a short presentation on how to perform a USRC analysis using SP3. Thank you for your time. If you have any lingering questions, please check out our Learning Module Library in the SP3 University section of our website, or feel free to contact us.